So on a whim, just like that, on a Saturday morning, I decided to come to the National Arboretum. So you guys are in for a treat. Here are the hours. So I just gotta find somewhere to park. All right guys, so my phone is fully charged. Even though it's drizzling a little bit, no problem. All right, let's go look at some plants. All right, so I'm not too sure exactly where I started the last time I came here. And I'd say it was about a good three and a half years ago. But right behind me is an example of a rain garden. So I'm gonna turn this camera around so you guys can, get some ideas. So here are some plant examples, what can thrive in a rain garden. So if you guys need any ideas as to what plants to put in a rain garden, here you go. So you got sedges, different types of grasses. You got calamintha right here. This smells really good. It smells like peppermint. And you got, looks like probably Japanese spurge. In between, you've got coreopsis right over there. Right. Lots of grasses, guys. Grasses and the use of rock and stone to divert the water into a specific direction. Yeah. Right there, you've got a, I think that's a Japanese holly.
I have a.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. All right, let's go on the other side here. Over here you've got this embankment. So you've got some solidago right there. More grasses and sedges. Some more coreopsis right there. Grasses seem to be very suitable for embankments and swampy areas, wet areas, damp areas. Lots of different sedges that you can use to occupy that space. Lots of sedges and grasses can occupy a lot of space and soak up a lot of that moisture. Look at this beautiful palm. So we've moved away from the rain garden, which was on the other side of the sidewalk. And it appears over here, the conditions are suitable for cacti. So clearly there's a lot of drainage over here. All right. Lots of cacti at my feet. There's some more solidago over there. this beautiful desert combination over here. And the same group of plants are repeated on and on and on and on and on. So over here we have the administration building. Closer to the administration building you have some combinations of Gara right here. Okay. More grasses. And this looks like salvia right here at the base. So this is a nice combination right here. Very nice combination. And then over here you have this, looks like an aster. This is the season for them to bloom. Late summer, early fall. So that's a very nice combination right there. Got your Gara, your grass, your salvia, and your aster. So clearly these are some of the plants that bloom at this time of the year. So it's early to mid-October, mid-Atlantic. Look at this, guys. Look at this. I just stumbled upon. Thank you. Okay. Warm you up in chili at the chili celebration in National Herb Garden today. Okay.
Yep, all kinds
perfect.
of tastes.
Okay. Thanks for telling me. All right. So I guess in the administration building they're holding an event right now, as you guys just saw. But again, look at these plant combinations. Clearly this is an aster up in the forefront that you can tell is budding up right now. Not sure exactly what color the blooms will be on that. But behind that you can see some mums. So mums are also asters. So this may be a perennial mum in the front, but I just don't know what color it will be. And behind it you've got more grasses. You've got some elephant ears. I think those are alocasias. Alocasias point up, calocasias point down. And look at this sedum in this pot. Great inspiration right here, guys. Some great ideas. Look what we have here. Huh. So yeah. It's beautiful. And some more combinations over here. Here's some Gara right here. Okay. Beautiful Gara. I gotta get my Gara game back. One of my gardens that has the partition over by the second pergola garden. Right in the front, off to the side of the cut flower garden. I started with some Gara, but when I had that tree taken down late this past summer, the tree guys, when they cut the trees up, when they had cut the tree up, they placed a lot of the cuttings or the trunks of the trees on top of my Gara plants. So I'm gonna have to start that over for next season. Over here you've got some beautiful oak leaf hydrangeas. I'm not sure what variety, or what cultivar rather, this is. But it sure has some beautiful fall interest. Beautiful. All right. So over here, look at this container. This is a salvia that they've used as a spiller. Beautiful. Over here, It's kind of tangled up with this agave. You can see protruding from it. Over here, they repeated the same thing. Very interesting. Look at that beautiful agave plant in that pot, in that container. And it has some, looks like relatively new flower stalks. And then this pot over here, there's a beautiful pine tree right here at the entrance. All right. Here's the back side of that pine. All right. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Wow. Look at this beautiful container right here. Just gorgeous. All right, guys. So look at this. Look at the turmeric. Look at the turmeric over here, guys. Isn't that amazing? Wow. Beautiful. So currently this is the herb garden. Citrus. Here's a cinnamon tree in a container, guys. Look at that. Here are the leaves. And this is the actual bark. This is what cinnamon is made of. Look at this beautiful arbor, which provides excellent shade for some of these containers under here. Just a peaceful space to come, sit, and reflect, meditate. It's that beautiful Gara. It's beautiful. Look at that agave plant. You've got all this lavender in the front. Beautiful. This is called Miss Catherine lavender. So it's good to know what grows in the Arboretum in your region, because that tells you or gives you an idea of what's hardy for your region, for you to grow in your garden. So these gorgeous hollies are bordered in the front with all of this lavender. Spectacular. And it's like repetition. You've got one holly here, and you've got two hollies over there. It's beautiful. All right, guys, so we're gonna walk over to these iconic ruins that you can see in the distance. We're gonna make our way over there. So that's the area where they're having the chili tasting. I'll go back there and sample it, but I just had to come over here and and get a glimpse of these ruins. So here's a little bit of history on these capital columns. These 22 Corinthian sandstone columns were among 24 that were part of the east central portico of the United States Capitol. Architect Charles Bulfinch oversaw construction of the portico using a design handed down by his predecessors, William Thornton and Benjamin Henry Latrobe. Completed in 1826, these columns provided the backdrop for presidential inaugurations from 1829, Andrew Jackson, to 1957, Dwight Eisenhower, and were the site of many speeches, protests, and rallies. In 1958, the columns were dismantled to make way for the east front extension of the Capitol, which is adorned with marble reproductions. Restoration of the columns was made possible through the efforts of Ethel Shields Garrett and support from the Friends of the National Arboretum. Garden designer Russell Page selected and designed the new site, which was completed and dedicated in 1990. Just the sound of that peaceful running water. So soothing. Beautiful backdrop for photos, obviously. So what's awesome is it started off drizzling and now it's beautiful sunshine. Beautiful sunshine right now. So let's go ahead and get as much as we can in this trip here at the National Arboretum. So here's a beautiful cinnamon barked crepe myrtle to my left. Gorgeous trellises for the roses, the climbing roses. Got these huge ginger plants in pots. Look at that. Check out that flower. Look at that. Awesome, right? And over here, it's a nice quiet nook. You've got the bean on that trellis right there. You know, I came here a couple years ago, and even the size of this kiwi branch has gotten real big in that short amount of time. Hope I'm catching it for you guys. There it is up on top of that arbor. It's beautiful. There's another ginger plant on the end right there. Over here we have some more containers. You've got this Okitsu citrus mandarin, and it's got some fruit. It's beautiful. And there's another one on the other end. These are all common buxus or boxwood. So this is a boxwood hedge. To my left, you can smell them. Just spectacular. Just a nice, peaceful, quiet walk. Oh, you guys know what that is? That's a paper bush. So I planted 2 of those last fall. It's great to see an actual mature plant in person. That's why it's great to come at your Arboretum. It's great to visit your Arboretum so that you can see life-sized specimens that you plan on putting in your garden. Here's another citrus plant. Maybe we can get it from this angle since that sun is shining so bright. Look at that. The smell right here is just heavenly. Look how long these thorns are. Wow. I wonder if the Native Americans have used those horn tips as weapons. Here's a little information on this this orange. So we'll continue our peaceful walk along this boxwood hedge, and we'll stop at a plant that provides a lot of interest. For example, over here you've got big root geranium. It's a nice clump right here. All right, let's keep going. I see some maize. I see some corn. Yep. I see some beautiful corn right here. Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at that. Here's hops. And this trellis they have right here in between these corn. There's this moringa. Look at that. Moringa, guys. So moringa is not hardy to the mid-Atlantic. It just gets too cold. So what I've noticed is they've got them in pots. They buried the pots of these moringa trees, which makes sense. I don't know if you guys can read that tag, but it says Moringa oleifera from Baker Creek. So as I showed you those moringa trees that were buried in their pots, that just gives you some more ideas of how to incorporate plants that may not necessarily be hardy to your zone, but they're just neat tricks in including them into your garden. Right here you got some Cuban oregano. It smells amazing, this Cuban oregano. Fresh aromatic leaves of this oregano flavored plant are widely used in the tropics. The strong flavor goes well with meat, fish, beans, soup, and sauces. They can also be used in salads or added to boiling water for cooking shellfish. Stunning. Right here you have some sweet bay leaves. The leaves are typically used in dishes where long cooking times release their flavor, such as soups, beans, stews, sauces, gravies, meats, casseroles, pâtés. So that's the growth habit, and clearly it's hardy to this zone since it's planted in the ground. It's a beautiful ginkgo tree right here. Sorry for the shaky camera, guys. Over here you got a patch of ginger surrounding this trellis. Looks to be some kind of bean they have going up this trellis. Yeah. I must say that my patch of ginger back at home is doing really well right now, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to harvest it. This right here is a hazelnut tree. Okay. The Cherokee drank a tea made from the bark for hives. Hazelnut. Here are the leaves. So it's a multi-trunked shrub. Really? Interesting. Here's some burdock. Here are the leaves. There's a nice big clump right there. Wow. Look at these gorgeous grasses. This gorgeous purple grass right here. Wow. So this is another rain garden. Beautiful. So I remember coming over here a couple years ago, like I said, and here's some beautiful combinations. Take this bed right here, for example. You've got these beautiful little brown-eyed Susans right here. And then you've got some Japanese anemones right here. Gorgeous. And along this railing or fence over here, you've got this climbing hydrangea. It's clearly a nice shady spot that's conducive to its growth. And then look at these tall Japanese anemones in the front. My God, it's beautiful. Wow. They're all stretching towards the sunlight. Let's go around the back. Check out that viburnum right there behind this chair. I think that's a Pergensi. It clearly likes where it's at. All right, so we're gonna walk this little meadow area behind the Friendship Center. This plant right here is an aster plant, but it's called iron butterfly, narrow leaf ironweed. It's clearly split in the middle, so they probably didn't do a midsummer prune. There's all the catmint over here. So this would be considered kind of like a meadow garden. You've got catmint towards the front. You've got solidago. I've tried to recreate this at home. I just need to get some more catmint to plug in the foreground of that border I'm speaking of. And there's all the solidago, goldenrod. Just goes on and on and on and on and on. It can be an aggressive plant if not kept in check. Right here you got epimedium in the front, starting to showcase all of its fall colors. Let's get a close-up of one of the leaves. Isn't that beautiful? And we'll just keep walking along this path for this meadow garden. Got a couple of ferns right here. Beautiful. Oh, check this out. I just love to see big tree stumps. Like when you take a big tree down, just just leave that stump. It adds so much character to the garden. I'm telling you, this is a place that you can just come and get lost all day long. Over here, you've got some Joe Pye weed with the spent flower heads. Kind of like a row right there. And down below, it looks like that's alum root. I think that's more of a generic variety though. Heuchera, guys, it's Heuchera. But when it grows wild like that, with no flashy colors and whatnot, it's just called alum root. But it's a great bed and borders filler towards the front. As you can see, all the spent flowers up top. It might have looked spectacular in the summertime, but it's a great filler border plant. Look at this right here. I've got a little patch of this right here. It's cut leaf coneflower. They get really tall, 6 to 10 feet in some cases. And here's the foliage clump at the bottom. Even though along the stalks it still has leaves along the stalks which support the flower heads. But please leave these up because they provide a great food source for wildlife, you know, during the fall and winter months. Now, I don't know if you guys can see over there, that's a patch of beautyberry. So they get pretty tall. I've started 2 plants. I have 2 plants growing as shrubs in that second pergola garden. I'll throw up some pictures. And they're in the front of, they're layered. They're in the front of a Japanese maple, like a coral bark Japanese maple. They're in the front. And in the front of the beautyberries, I have like a row or a hedge of spirea. So it's a beautiful look. I can't wait till it all matures. I didn't think those beautyberries got that big. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Here they go right here. Wow. And towards the front of this border, my God, this is gorgeous. My God, this is gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the name of this up on the screen. The texture is something out of this world. And then you can see how, as they age, they start to put on that fall, that golden fall haze. Just beautiful. All right, so I looked it up. It's called Hubridge Blue Star. Hubridge Blue Star. And it is just, it is absolutely spectacular. All right, guys, so that's it for this area. We're gonna venture up a little bit into the woodland area, and then I'll wrap this up. Beautiful, man. I just had to take a selfie with this. All right, guys, so I'll try and get some footage of this garden surrounding this building. I want to sneak to. See, you've got the magnolias. I don't know if you guys can see it. Beautiful. And at the bottom, you've got several grasses. You've got brown-eyed Susans, black-eyed Susans, Orangiums. Here are the seed heads. Right here. And then you've got the beautiful plumes of grasses, which are kind of transparent. You can kind of see through them. I wish it wasn't as sunny. This can do this garden a lot more justice being photographed. All right. So this right here, we'll be sure to come and visit during the appropriate time of year. So that will be spring. We definitely like to come and check out the azalea collections during the spring months of March, April, May. And there are some varieties that bloom as late as June. So we'll just keep on. Hop back in the car and keep on. All right, ladies and gents. Well, thanks for hanging out with me on this visit at the U.S. National Arboretum. I'll be sure to return before Halloween so we can check out some more of these beautiful exhibits. See you on the next one.